the number you just found times 8. Could you calculate that for us, please?
Yes. Times 8 is 432
And what are the units of that?
centimeters cubed.
Okay, very good. All right, now let's look at another well-known shape that you might see. This is 20. This is, oops, I did that wrong. Sorry. This is 16. This is 10. And I'm not giving you the height. But I'm going to tell you these two are the same. All right. So how can you find the height of this triangle if you know that the base length is 16 and these two segments are congruent?
So the congruent sections would be 8, just on
Okay.
general.
Good.
And then wouldn't, I think it's 1/2 8 times 10
It would be if 10 were the height.
of 10 were the height. So it would be, where do we go with this then? How would I find the height in the situation?
That's yeah. So that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted you to sort of like ask or say out loud here. It's a right triangle. So you have some tools. You've been doing this all year long. What's the big one with right triangle? It's got the 3 letters, A, B, C.
Oh, a squared plus b squared equals c squared.
Yes. Okay, so A and B are your legs. Up to you which one you want to call A and B. C is the hypotenuse. Do you feel comfortable using this equation to solve for H?
Yeah, sure. Plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. Let's see. Calculator, that would give me squared plus 16 equals 20. I would subtract 8 from both sides, right? First.
8 squared. 8 squared.
8 squared. So that would bring it down to a squared equals 2 squared. And then I would just square root 2, which I don't think on my phone. Square root 1. I think square root 2 is just 1, right?
Okay, so I'm hearing some things that are like 10 squared is 100. 8 squared is 64. Okay.
I know what I did. I did not like times them both by. I didn't.
You did it times 2 or something. So what I want you to do though is use this Desmos Scientific. I just dropped it in the chat. If you can, it really will be a lot easier. It's more intuitive, things like that. But nevertheless, go ahead and give me that value of A. You got to subtract 64, take the square root. It is nice, not trying to make it difficult on you.
So it subtracts 64. 164 is 36. So a squared equals 36, which I just square root that. Let me pull up that calculator. 36 is 6.
It is 6. So the height is 6. So now you can find the area of this triangle. The area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2.
So base times height. So if 16 would be the base in this, so 16 times 6 is 16 times 6 is 96. So the
and then divide by
2 is 48.
48, good. Okay. So for every problem we're doing, what I'm trying to show you is that you have to first find the area of the base, which 48. I didn't put any units in, so let's go meters. What would the units of the base be?
Meters. So it'd be 48 meters.
Meters squared.
Squared.
Okay. Now the volume comes from me actually drawing something here that's extended. So I'm gonna make this look like a tent here. They sometimes draw dashed lines to indicate lines that you can't see, but they're there. And let's say it's 12 meters long. Could you find the volume for us, please?
Yeah. So
Space times height, but the height is the amount that it is extended.
that would be 16 times, I would do it by 16 times 12, right? In this circumstance?
48 times 12.
Oh, 48 times 12, sorry.
Yeah, so you got to be careful. Big B, and I know it's like big B, little b. What do you mean by that? Like we want to indicate the area of the base. So that's why it's capital letter B. Your book might be different. Once you find the area of the base, you multiply by the amount that it's extended.
So 48 times 12 is 576.
Yes. And what are the units of that?
Would it be meters cubed, right?
Yes. So 48 times 12 at 576 meters cubed. Good. Any questions on that?
Well, that's pretty simple. We've kind of gone over all the bits and pieces of all this before.
All right. So I'm gonna give you one to try on your own.
Hmm.
Is there, just to double check it, is there anything else you want to ask before I throw you one? I'm not gonna throw you anything new, but it's gonna be different numbers. It'll be different kind of looking.
No, I think I got it down.
All right. So here you go. I want you to determine the volume of this ultimately. If you're not sure how to start, I'll definitely give you some hints, but you tell me if you feel like you know enough to do this, or if you're like, hey, I want a hint or two, you let me know.
So first I want to do is base times height. So 12 times 5, which gives me 60, which is my big base. So that'd be 60 centimeters squared. And then I would take the 60 and times that by 10, which gives me 600 centimeters cubed. Or yeah,
Like this.
yes.
Okay. Really close, really close. What's the area of the base?
The area of the base is 60, right?
How did you come up with that?
Wouldn't you, isn't it base times height? So 12 times 5.
So okay, good news is you got the right base. It is a triangle. But you have the
Oh,
wrong
I gotta
formula.
find the
No,
other.
you don't find the other one. You have to cut it in. It's 5 times 12 divided by 2.
Oh, all right.
Have I sent over a reference sheet with all the formulas for areas and volumes?
I don't believe you might have. I just might not have.
Might have, okay. I can't remember because I sent it to everyone, but so this one is 30.
All right, so that's what I forgot. I forgot to divide.
Yeah, so that becomes 300 centimeters cubed.
All right. Close. Just need to remember the triangles you
Yep.
divide.
Yeah, unfortunately, close in geometry is not single,
Not enough.
which I know you're doing your best. I can tell, that you're always putting an effort with me, so I hope it's showing in the classroom with your grades and such. All right, so did you guys look at anything like this today or in the last day?
We did. This is one of the ones that confused me most. This and
Okay, so
trapezoids.
this is a cylinder. Cylinder is the soup can. I don't know. There's probably a lot of other things that it could be. I would say that it's like a can in the pantry. The volume is the area of the base times the height. Now this time I'm going to give you X and tell you it's 8 centimeters. The base though is the thing that it sits on this time. Like it literally is that circle. If you ever put a can on its side, what happens?
It dumps liquid out.
Well,
Rolls.
I'm thinking of a sealed can. It rolls away, right? It's rolls. That's the base it sits on. It's nice and flat. Boom, sits on it. You got it. The base is what shape? What shape is this thing down here?
Circle. Or a cylinder, I guess, in this case.
Circle. The top and bottom are circles. Do you have any idea what I'm referring to? Because I feel like there's a gap here.
Oh, yes, the circle. I can.
Okay, like if you cut, if you take the top of a can off, it's a circle. And if you
Mm,
have dog, cats, cat food, dog food, right? Top of a
mm.
can, bottle, top of a bottle, like a million different analogies, a circle, right? So the base is a circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. Do you have the radius in this problem?
With that would be that 4 centimeters, correct?
Yes, so you have that. So the area of the base is pi times 4 squared, or 16 pi
That's four.
centimeters squared. This is considered the exact answer. Do you know what I mean by that?
No, we never really got over exact answer.
Okay, so the idea is that the calculator is an approximation, and you probably have been told at some point that calculators are approximation, but we really like numbers. We really wanted to like not have these symbols in it, but truly this is the full answer. Okay, for the base. Now, if you want to go to your calculator, you can. You can take 16 multiplied by pi or 3.144 pi. That's all good. We're going to use the exact answer for now. The volume is the base, that's 16 pi times the height. And truly now, truly you have the height. The height is truly 8. Okay, now if you go to your calculator, sorry, that's not equal to 8, it's times 8. If you go to your calculator, you want to multiply 16 times 8. And that ends up being, what does that end up being? 128 pi.
Yeah, 128.
And then if you want to, if you really want to, then you can go to your calculator and take 128 multiplied by pi. Totally up to you. Or whatever your teacher says. They're like, hey, I want exact, meaning your answer has to have pi in it. Or nope, it can be an approximation. You get to figure that out, what they want.
Gotcha. All right. So okay, so yeah, I can see it.
Any questions on that?
Nope, that's pretty simple. It's just
Okay. Ready to try one on your own here?
yes.
All right. All right, so I want two things in this problem. I want the area of the base. And I'd like it exact, meaning with a pi, and then the volume. And I'd also like it exact.
That's my calculator. So so would it be 16 pi squared for the base, correct?
So I heard just maybe you said it differently, but it is pi r squared.
Yes.
The radius is 4. So you're
Radius-
squaring the 4, just the 4.
So that would just be 16 pi.
16 pi. What are the units though?
Oh, inches
A little more
squared.
squared. Volume, you're almost there.
Volume and then volume
Take the
is
base.
so 16 pi times 10 in this case. 16 times 10 is 160
160 pi. What about the units?
inches cubed.
Okay, now I want you to go to your calculator.
Mhm.
And I want you to round to 1 decimal place for the volume, please.
So I would just do 160 times 3.14, correct?
That's fine, yeah.
Which gives me 502.4.
500.4 inches cubed again. Very good. All right, let's look at some other problems here. All right, actually, give me just 30 seconds here. All right, I've got another problem here for us to look at. Or 2 or 3. Okay. Let me throw one up here. will you calculate the volume of this for us, please?
So this would be 4.8 times 7.2 divided by 2, correct?
Good.
So 4.8 times 7.2 divided by 2 is 17.28, and then you times that by 10 to get the volume, which is 172.8. So the base is 17.28 meters squared, and the volume is 172.8 meters cubed.
Very good. So we're going to look at two different shapes now. We're going to look at cone next. So let me grab a cone. Hopefully you've seen this before. Sorry, where's my cursor? Okay, cone is the party hat.
Yes.
If you're one of those. So the volume of a cone is the base times the height, but there's a 1/3.
Third base times height. All right. Okay. How would I,
What's the base? What does it sit on?
the bottom, I guess, the circle.
It's a circle there. So some students remember this. They remember it's pi r squared h because that represents b. All right, so now let me give you the radius. Let's say the radius is pick a number here, 5. But let's say this is 13. How can you calculate the height?
So first thing I need to do is find the base, which would be 5 squared. So pi r squared would be so 5 times 5 is 25. So 25 pi squared is the base in this. Yes.
Yes,
Is the
25
base.
pi is the base. Good. Well, what is we got to find the height now.
Oh, we gotta find height. Base.
And the height is a triangle. So again, you got to use that Pythagorean theorem business.
So a would be h in the circumstance plus, or a squared plus 25 squared, right?
It's going to be h squared plus 5 squared equals 13 squared.
Plus 5 squared equals 13 squared. That's thing. So that'd be a squared plus 25 equals 13 times 13 is 169. Let's subtract 25 from both sides. So 169 minus 25 is 144. And then I square root that. So 144 is 12. So the height would be 12 in this case.
Agreed. Yep.
So 12 is the height. And then I would do 25, or so I do 25 times 12.
Good. And then you'll divide by 3.
By 3, which gives me 100.
Yep. 100 pi. And then I didn't give you units, but let's just say it was inches. That would be inches
Cubed.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Now, did you guys talk about pyramids?
We have not. We stopped today at trapezoids, I believe.
Okay. So pyramids, trapezoids are, I'm not sure kind of what that would be in prism, but for pyramids, this is a pyramid. It's just like the previous problem. The volume is 1/3 the area of the base times the height. Notice they give you the base. The base is a rectangle. So you have to find the area of the base and then multiply it by the height.
So 8 times 3 in this case.
Yes.
8 times 3 is equals to 24. And then 24 times 10.
Don't forget to divide by 3.
10 divided by 3 is 80.
What are the units?
80 yards cubed.
You got it. All right, so you're really heavy on formulas in this part of the course.
Mhm.
So just keep that in mind. It's going to be really, really tough. I mean, if you don't get a formula sheet, you're really going to be in trouble. So I would beg, for a sheet. Make sure you can get as many formulas as you can here. Trying to quickly look for this reference sheet before we run out of time here. Volume. I think it'll be really useful here, but there's a certain one, it's got everything on one page that I'm looking for. See if I can find it. There it is. I found it. All right, this one I truly recommend. If you can click on that real quick, you'll have it. You can print it out. It's got everything you'll need for this part of the course. And it's on one sheet. You don't need to carry around a bunch of extra stuff. That is going to do it for us for today, Brooks. I'm
All
going to
right.
stop right here.